part versus doing the work, and overcoming procrastination. One of the main goals of a dopamine detox is to lower your level of stimulation to help you feel more motivated to work on key tasks. In this section, we'll see what you can do to maintain the momentum and overcome your tendency to procrastinate. Plan your day. Being intentional with your day is an active way to boost your productivity. When you take time each day to decide what you want to accomplish, you limit the risk of distraction. Consequently, the more intentional you are, the better. Planning your day is important for the following reasons. It gives you an opportunity to clarify which tasks are important and which ones aren't. It reduces the odds of your mind distracting you during the day. Because you know exactly what you have to do, you can move from one task to the next smoothly and without distractions. You will feel less stressed and more in control. Instead of reacting to your environment and letting it distract you, you will move toward your goals proactively. How to plan your day. You don't need fancy tools to plan your day. Instead, you can use a secret technique forgotten by many: pen and paper. Simply write down a few key tasks you must achieve today. 3 to 5 tasks might be ideal. Place them in order of importance and start working on your first task. Once you complete it, proceed to the next. Repeat the process until you have completed all the tasks on your list. Now, here are a few things to consider. Make sure these are key tasks that move the needle forward. To help you identify your major tasks, you can ask yourself the following question: if I could complete only one task today, which one would have the greatest impact? If you're still unsure, ask yourself this question: if I could complete only one task today before taking a month off, what would that task be? You'll notice that your most important tasks are often the ones you want to do the least. Perhaps it's because they are challenging. Perhaps you don't know where to start. Or perhaps they're boring. But your dopamine detox will help make these tasks easier to tackle. Note that you can use the same method to set weekly, quarterly, monthly, and yearly goals. I also recommend you create a long-term vision. It could be a 5 or 10-year plan. Of course, it won't be perfect, but simply having an idea of the direction to follow will make a huge difference. To set short-term goals, reverse engineer what you must do to reach your long-term goals. For instance, if I want to write a book in the next 90 days, one goal could be to create an outline. Another could be to complete the first draft. And to hit that target, I could establish a specific daily word count or action step using your action guide or a separate sheet of paper. Write down your daily and weekly goals. Schedule one major task to work on each morning. While there are thousands of books on productivity, only a few principles matter. I believe the most important one is to identify your key task and tackle it first thing in the morning, and do this consistently. Even though you might have a never-ending to-do list, there are always a few major tasks that, when completed, will skyrocket your productivity. Unless you can complete them, nothing else will really matter. The key to productivity can be summarized in 3 words. 1. Focus. 2. Consistency. And 3. Impact. 1. Focus is your ability to maintain your concentration and avoid distraction or procrastination while working on your tasks. 2. Consistency means developing the habit of working on your key tasks every day, week after week, month after month, and year after year. 3. Impact means identifying your key tasks, the ones that have the greatest impact on your long-term success, and working on them as often as possible. Productivity can then be defined as having consistent focus on your most impactful tasks. Now, Let's see what you can do specifically to stay focused on your most important task each day. Develop laser sharp focus. Your ability to develop laser sharp focus is one of the most important things you can do to improve your productivity. By focusing on your key tasks consistently for just 45 minutes daily, you can make more progress than you can with almost anything else you could be doing instead. In this section, we'll discuss specific things you can do to build your focus and complete your key tasks each day. 1. Be at the same place at the same time every day. As we mentioned before, a simple daily routine will help you condition your mind, help you feel more in control, and lower your stimulation. As a result, starting work will become easier. One thing that will strengthen your routine is to be at the same place at the same time each day. The famous writer, Stephen King, sits at his desk every day at the same time and writes. He doesn't wait for inspiration to come. Instead, he starts, knowing that inspiration will come as he immerses himself in his work. Do the same thing. Choose a time and place where you'll be tackling your major tasks each day. Then, practice doing it one day at a time, and you will gradually build your consistency and focus. Remember, productivity is nothing more than focusing on your most impactful tasks and doing so consistently. What about you? Where will you be when you dedicate time to do your most important work? And when will you start? 2. Choose a trigger as you create your routine. Choose a specific trigger. It could be making tea and sitting at your desk, or it could be completing your meditation session. Try to select a trigger that will help calm your mind. When you are relaxed, you'll find it easier to begin work. What about you? What activity could kickstart your daily routine? 3. Get started. Once you have created your routine and identified your trigger, get started. If you can start work on your tasks for a few minutes, you'll likely build enough momentum to keep going. You might even experience flow. Named by the psychologist Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi, the flow is a mental state in which you're so fully immersed in an activity that you become hyper-focused while experiencing a sense of underlying enjoyment. Again, the more relaxed you are, the easier it will be to focus. So, just get started and don't worry about completing your task perfectly. It's okay if you don't feel motivated or creative. Taking action will generate motivation and stimulate your creativity. 4. Eliminate distractions when you work. Remove all distractions. Turn off notifications on your phone. Disconnect from social media, and stay away from the internet unless it's needed for specific research. In addition, ask others not to disturb you. The more you practice working distraction-free, the stronger your focus will become. 5. Work without interruptions. Now that you have eliminated distractions, work continuously, without interruptions. I recommend 45 minutes of intense work as a maximum. If you want to do several sessions, take a 5 to 10 minute break between each work block. Following the 5 steps above will strengthen your focus and boost your productivity. And as you procrastinate less, you'll feel better, which will positively impact other areas of your life. To learn more on how to develop laser-sharp focus, refer to Book 3 in this series, Powerful Focus. Action step. Using your action guide, follow the steps below to develop laser-sharp focus. 1. Decide what time you will focus on your key tasks. Then, make sure you're at the same place at the same time each day. 2. Choose a specific trigger to signal the start of your morning routine. 3. Just get started. When you work on your tasks for a few minutes, you'll be more likely to enter the flow and keep working longer. 4. Eliminate any distractions, phone notifications, internet, etc. And 5. Finally, work without interruption. Aim to complete 45 minutes of uninterrupted work. Beware of open systems. The activities with the biggest potential for distractions are usually part of an open system. What is an open system? An open system is simply an application or situation that provides you with a continuous and never-ending supply of external stimuli. Some examples are emails, Facebook, YouTube, and, more generally, the internet as a whole. Whenever you enter an open system, you risk becoming overstimulated. For instance, if the first thing you do in the morning is to check Facebook, you might find yourself scrolling down your newsfeed for no reason, watching one video after the next, or messaging a friend and entering a long conversation. Once you finally close Facebook, you might find yourself so stimulated, you'll struggle to begin work. This is why you must guard against entering an open system and understand the risk you take if you do so. With open systems, there is no end to reach, no point at which you can ever be finished, and an almost infinite number of ways to become distracted. As a result, you can end up wasting hours of your time each day. In short, open systems create distractions. Instead, you should strive to design closed systems. What are closed systems? These are systems that offer little or no room for distractions. As a result, they force you to work on your task and only on it. Some examples are Excel spreadsheets, Word documents, or PowerPoint presentations. These days, I strive to open the file for the book I'm currently writing before doing anything else on my computer. I also avoid checking my phone. In other words, I start my day with a closed system, and I encourage you to do the same. When you begin your working day with a closed system, you can avoid becoming overstimulated, which will make it easier for you to work on challenging tasks. And as you do so, each day, you'll feel better and will want to work on even more tasks. So, perhaps one of the biggest secrets to overcoming procrastination and becoming more productive is to start your day with a closed system. This way, you can avoid countless distractions. Remember, what you do first thing in the morning matters far more than you think. Just one tiny decision can have a dramatic effect on your day's productivity. Action step: using your action guide. Write down a few examples of open systems that lead to you becoming distracted. Then, write down one closed system you could implement to help you increase your productivity.